Cindy.
Here comes Cindy.
Cindy, come here.
Hey, I wanted you to meet,
We're interviewing.
oh, am I in the middle?
No, we actually were waiting for you.
I wanted to
You're a front up
No.
singer.
Oh, nope, we're in a circle.
All right, so we'll start in here. We'll just go right to left. Cindy, if you start, say who you are, where you're from.
Woolaroc thing.
Sure.
I mean, when I real
Real name, camp name,
which one do you want? Or both?
or both.
Okay.
Who are you? Where you're from?
I don't know.
There you go. I don't know. You haven't done anything stupid
That
enough?
would be fitting. Yeah, I guess not.
We can call
Say I'm working on it. I haven't earned my camp
you.
name
You
yet.
laugh a lot. We can call you Giggles.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm Cindy Webster, known as Splinter Hawk. I'm from the Tulsa area.
I'm Teresa Bateman, otherwise known as Fringes, and from the South Central Kansas area.
My name's Montana Segudo, also known as Coconut. I'm from southeastern Kansas.
Hi, I'm Delilah Parks, and I'm from Northeast Oklahoma. Still don't have a camp name.
She hasn't earned it yet.
I have not.
She hasn't done anything dumb enough.
So then, how do you get camp name?
Doing dumb things.
Doing nothing. Not mine. I was kind of a rookie throwing a hawk, and I didn't realize when the handle breaks, you shouldn't be throwing it. So I'm throwing it as usual because I'm in the middle of this walk, and they call it splinter hawk, but it's more like a skier. It went in this and came out the other side. But I also respected the guys that named me. They go, well, you're now Splinter Hawk.
Yep.
I got fringes because all of the buckskins I make have tons of fringes on them.
Long ones.
Long fringes,
Beautiful.
lots of fringes,
Sometimes twirly ones.
twirly fringes. Yep.
I got my camp name because when I was like 3 years old, I was really obsessed with coconuts for some reason.
Yeah.
You haven't done anything dumb enough to get a camp name.
I guess not.
Not that we
Maybe
know
I
of.
haven't gotten caught. I can't say that I might remember.
You probably had one of them. You still have.
I might.
So how'd you guys get started into coming out to these events and doing rendezvous?
Well, I'm probably the veteran.
Yep.
I've been doing it for 25 years with my children. Coconut's one of them. She's the youngest.
Yeah, she started me on this when I was like 2 weeks old.
Yep, she was 2 weeks old on her first rendezvous in a cradle board, and just started doing it, fell in love with it, and been hooked since.
I guess I'm next. I've been doing it maybe 20 years. We were trying to think. I think it's been 20 years, but we started off like everybody else, not quite period correct. But my husband knew a lot of guys that were doing this, and they've been trying to talk him in for years to do it, and he finally found a woman that was interested in it too.
And y'all do Ren Fair too.
Yeah, we do
so
Renaissance fairs, but
you
that's
had-
kind of a different.
Yeah, but you,
We like
have
to
the
travel in
theatrical
time.
part of it down pat.
We like to, sometimes too theatrical.
Well, my dad is Roger Butcher, and he's one of the mountain men at Woolaroc. So that's how I came into doing this about 10 years ago. So that's my story. That's how I got started.
It's been 10 years.
God, it has, hasn't it?
Wow.
Because Danica was just a
She was-
baby.
Yeah, we see all these kids grow up. So
She
I remember
was-
when she was just a little one.
She was 3 months old when we first came and scouted Vous.
So it's a family affair, family
It has
event.
been. And we would like to keep it that way, I think. I think that those of us that really love it and enjoy it, we want to keep the youth active and involved and interested so that it doesn't die out. I mean, this is an art. We're a living exhibit out here, and I love it. I love every bit of it.
Yeah, it's family.
It is.
I'm sure.
A lot of family groups that attend.
Yeah.
And people that you don't know that you meet along the trail become family, you know. So it's really nice. It's really special.
Like a family reunion twice a year.
It does.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun too to hear how people get into this. They'll come and people just start giving them furniture, clothes. It's like, here, well, you can have this to get started. So I think almost all our stuff when we first started was given to us by other people.
I was
So-
gifted things, and I in turn have gifted others with things that no longer serve a purpose, you know, for me and for mine in my camp. And, you know, it's what you do, the giving spirit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, we know how you got started into it. What are some of the aspects about being out here? Obviously, we talked a little bit about having a family and friends, but activities, event locations, or maybe the cooking or anything else. What is it that you love doing out here?
I love that my husband sets up the tent, they do all the cooking, and it's a guy thing. They like to cook outside. So I have dishwasher duty, and I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I like to hang out with my friends when I come out here.
Yeah, you've made a lot of close friends out here.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. So
I enjoy the community. Just I roam around. I sit here and I visit there, and I love all of that. I mean, I enjoy throwing the tomahawk, and I've started trying to get into, you know, doing the longbow last October, but that's not something that I really think I'm going to pursue too hardcore. But that's just my personal preference. I really like throwing the tomahawk. I like watching the kids.
Yeah.
I like watching the kids learn things, you know.
I had old Max the other day try to learn how to throw the hawk, and he was so excited.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, especially the block. He'd never experienced that because it's kind of a different throw.
Mm-hmm.
And he was so proud of himself. I think he stuck it like 16 times.
Oh,
wow.
In that
awesome.
hard
And
block.
it's so uplifting to see these young ones, you know, learning and doing and being active and
Growing up.
getting grounded out here and away from so much of the technology.
That's what
and
I
the
enjoy.
social media and things like
Yeah,
that.
no phones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoy that part.
I
of
like
it, to
getting
get a
away from
reset.
that.
Mhm.
Absolutely. That's my favorite part, is getting
Yeah.
away from the technology, getting away from the hustle and bustle of
Mhm.
modern life, and then just coming out here.
Yeah,
Dang.
my phone is still charged after 3 days.
Mhm.
Yeah, so just getting away from that, and then getting the kids away from it. It's so nice to see them out there playing on the rope swing, and
We
Mhm.
don't really do that much.
yeah, you're a little old for that now, but just seeing
For
these
many
kids-
years, many children have been babysat by
Oh,
that
yeah.
rope swing
Yeah,
for hours and hours and hours.
absolutely. Yeah.
So-
Something so simple that we don't even think about
Yeah.
anymore. A rope from a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all day long.
Yeah, that's kind of a centerpiece of this camp down here.
And I think that is what attracts a lot of people, is when they come here and they see kids being kids and running around and doing those things. They're like, I want to attend this. This seems cool. And then it attracts other people.
It does.
Yeah.
I always loved seeing Teresa's kids on a rainy day. I mean, they're splashing through the puddles and mud everywhere. I'm
kids
like,
are
oh,
supposed
your
to do."
leather is getting all muddy. She goes, wait, that's what it's for.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have more. You just have to wear cloth for a while to get your like skin sturdy.
Mhm.
Yeah, until it dries.
So one of the aspects that we all appreciate from the history, I know, is the traditions of storytelling. So, what funny stories or experiences have you had that's appropriate for camera that you could tell?
Notice we all looked at Cindy.
What happens in camp stays in camp.
Am I out of the picture here?
But just funny story that you might have experienced that you'd like to share.
I should have prepared us for this. My brain is
we should
thinking.
have had questions ahead of
Kind
time.
of on the spot.
Oh, it'll kick up here in a second. One of you will start telling a story.
Let me think.
See. Well, Holly, remember when she was really little? She was about 4
Oh my
years
God,
old,
yes.
and she got up on the table down there at the
Billy's place.
at Billy's place, and sang "Uneasy Rider" a cappella,
Oh,
and collected about $25 in a hat.
I remember that, but I thought you were going to tell her about the story about the molasses.
Oh yeah, she was
was
a jokester.
Little bitty kid, and she would tell the story about. Well, I won't tell the story, but if you know about the moles and the molasses,
Yeah, Holly was probably the first one to tell that one. And
and she was missing her two front teeth, I think, wasn't she?
Oh, I don't
She
remember.
was definitely lisping, I think.
no, she had this accent. All of her
Oh.
L's were Y's. So that's what it was. So anything that had an L, it was a Y sound.
So it's molasses.
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 Molasses. Yeah. So, and then I don't know. I'm trying to think of some good ones with you.
I'll tell you a funny.
Jacob
I'll
played
tell
a
you a
pond
funny
a
one this
lot.
morning. Just this morning. So my dad, Roger, took my daughter Danica shopping at the Traders tents, and she got a flint and steel. Yesterday she was working that flint and steel and was trying to start, a campfire last night, which she had asked permission, luckily. And she had some help, but this morning, first thing, as soon as she stood up, she got that flint and steel and started striking it inside our camp. I said, "Whoa, Missy, wait a minute." I had to make her stop. I said, "You are turning into a regular firebug."
There. Is that her name? You guys hearing that camp name
I'm
yet?
pretty sure that's the one I'm going to call
All
her.
right, Firebug. That's a good one.
Little firebug. She is excited about that
She's
flint
come
and
up to her.
steel.
She goes, "Look,
Oh
Cindy,
my
I got
gosh,
it."
that has kept her entertained for so long. First thing on her mind this morning was starting a fire.
Oh, I know a good memory. We're adults, right? But we never grow up. They're older, but we're not growing up. So we have gotten the Hole in the Ground song memorized. The whole camp sings it. And also the Hokey Pokey, which has some interesting things that you put in and out of the fire. Or in the circle. It's not just your right hand, it might be your nose.
Well, when Talking Bear was here, we had a children's night where he would sing children's folk songs. Little Red Riding Hood and the Cabbage
Cabbage Patch, or cabbage.
in the bed, or
Yeah.
something like that.
In the Grandma's feather bed.
Grandma's feather bed, yeah.
The whole camp would sing.
And
Yeah.
the kids could be active and involved in the music and the storytelling of the music, and it just made it very entertaining. Since then, his health has declined and he isn't able to come and do those things. And there's a
So if he's seeing this, Talking Bear, we miss you.
Hi, Talking
Hi,
Bear.
Talking
We miss
Bear.
you.
but there's a few of the others that are starting to pick up some of the songs that are, fun and interactive with the kids. So that's nice. It's not what it used to be, but it is nice still yet. So.
And there's competitions here too. I know that you think you were trying to get us to say that a while ago, but they have like the hawk throw is a competition and the longbow. And I'm not into the guns, so what all do they have? I
We
know
have a smooth bore and a pistol and rifle shoot.
We have the woods walk this year, and
the wood swap.
I'm excited. I didn't do it this year because I wasn't real sure what it was all about, but to hear people tell, it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun. It's
I think I'd be much addition to it.
I think it's going to be a really good addition, of competition to the camp, and I'm glad that since Lance and Tyler have become the Bushway and Segundo, that they've added something too, So I think that's neat.
And we adopted we talked to Charlie last night. You weren't around, but when we get our girls' thing going,
Charlie's Angels.
We're
Yes.
gonna be Charlie's Angels.
Yep.
He's gonna be in there, and we've got the team together, and we're gonna keep
cool.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Charlie's Angels.
He's like, I'm going to have an all-women's team, but I got to come up with a good name. Charlie's Angels.
I like it.
Well, let's also talk a little bit about since we're got great ladies here that have been doing this for years. What can you suggest to women who either their husbands or boyfriends or whoever is doing these events and they are not sure about it, or maybe advice in regards to just how you handle camping out here when some of the guys like to come out for 10 days and you're not just camping in a nylon tent, you're in primitive canvas with wood stoves and everything else. What do you guys have preference for?
The little boy's looking for you. He's at Mark's car.
Well,
You want me to bring him down here?
I think that the best thing is
You knew I was over here.
the other women are going to take care of you.
Yeah.
I mean,
The best thing is just to come out and First of all, walk around, talk to people.
Yeah, you don't even have to be
Come
dressed
visit
up.
for the day. Come visit for the day. Get a feel for the atmosphere. Get a feel for the people. And then decide if you think you might want to try it. Try it for one day. Try it for one day, and it's going to make an impact.
One day and one night.
It's going to make an impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun to stay at night because you got camp, you know, people will walk around and you can walk around and there'll be somebody playing guitar, playing music somewhere.
There's always
Or you-
somebody cooking something.
Yeah.
There's all, you know, everybody gives freely
Yeah.
at this camp. So
We'll teach people how
Yes.
to cook over a fire. I
Yes.
mean, it's something that people get intimidated by, I think, but it's not hard. We
No.
teach you how to do it, and once you start doing it, you kind of get hooked on it.
Yeah.
It's really kind of fun to do.
Well, I've already given up on the cooking.
and some of it is a little bit of trial and error, but there's
Yeah.
always somebody here willing to help.
You just ask.
Always.
If you ask. 'Cause
And
how many
sometimes-
times did I ask about leather and stuff.
Sometimes people are, like you said, you know, a little intimidated or whatever. Sometimes we can see that we need to offer the help to get someone to feel more comfortable asking for help as well, to start that, you know, relationship going. So ask, just come do it.
Also keep an eye on your husbands.
Why?
Why not?
Well, if you're
Because
here,
they're
yeah.
gonna spend money on guns. That's why.
Yeah.
You'll keep them close by. They'll go spend some money, and next thing you know, they're coming into camp,
Look what I got. I got a new toy.
or they're trying to sneak it in and hide it under the skins, hoping you don't see it. Yeah.
Any other final thoughts or anything else you guys want to add?
Anything that you're going to need to start doing rendezvous, you can usually purchase out here or make yourself.
Yes.
So it's definitely something that takes time for you to get things together, to be more authentic and period correct as you go. But you can start out with very little and just add to. So don't think that if you're a newcomer that you have to just have all these things, you know, together.
And-
Mostly have somewhere to sleep and have your clothing.
Yeah.
That's how you start.
Woolaroc I think is great that they understand that people are just getting started.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they're willing to help you or tell you, well, that's not quite right. Here's what you could do differently.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have a modern teepee, or a 10 teepee area, where if you do have modern camp, you can camp up there and then still be down here.
As long as you're dressed.
Yeah, just dress correctly. So,
But during the day, you don't even have to dress. I mean, if you just want to come check it out,
oh yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a great.
You
That's what
come-
we did
You
the
can
first
come
time.
and be a spectator and just check it out.
Yep.
Sit around the fire.
I think our
Have
first,
a visit. See what it's all about.
I think our first time that we actually spent the night, we had a tent and a blow-up bed, and friends that cooked for us.
If it's going to be cold, I would not suggest an air mattress.
Oh, don't you know you're supposed to put all the covers on
I
top of
know.
it before you?
It's still cold.
You're not doing something right because
It's
we
still cold.
All right.
watch the weather. Think so often when you first come. I mean, that's how I ended up with my first coat. I did not. All I had was the clothes that I had, and it was cold that night. So luckily, they do sell the stuff here.
Yeah.
Sell what you might need.
All right. Thank you, ladies. We're glad to have you out there. Otherwise, it'd be maybe too much testosterone.
That's January.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's bucks only.
Yeah.
We don't want no part of that.
They call it bucks only because the women are smart enough not to go camping in January.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.